Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This is your Angelic Horoscope transmission for the week of March 29th, Sunday, through Saturday of April 4th. And this week includes April Fool's Day, it includes Palm Sunday on the 29th, and it kind of ushers us through Holy Week. And we'll get to Easter Sunday next week, because that'll be part of next week. But there is a blood moon on Saturday the 4th. That's a total lunar eclipse in Libra. So this is going to be quite a week. There's a lot going on. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. Your weekly theme this week comes from the angel who is sometimes known as Melchizedek, sometimes known as Enoch, and sometimes known as Metatron. We're going to call him the High Priest of Salem, or the pre-incarnate Christ. He who was incarnated as the angel of the Lord in the Old Testament, and in the New Testament came in as Jesus Christ. So we are going to go over this. That would be the angel who came through this week, and how he is going to be relating to the guardian angel of each day. He's given each angel a message for each day, and we're going to give those to you. Now, the theme of the week from Melchizedek is this. The theme of the week is problems that you're having. It's not a good week to really try to think of an entirely new way of doing things. It's simply to use everything you've been using, but simply go at the situation from a different angle. Approach it from a different angle. And don't approach it necessarily from something directly across at a 180-degree angle. And really don't stay right where you are either. Rather, approach it from a 90-degree angle. So rather than deal with the angel where you are, or the angel directly across from you, deal with the angel at a 90-degree angle. This will also, of course, have to do with your astrology sign. So it's good for you to know what is 180 degrees from you on the horoscope wheel, or what is at a 90-degree angle. Just understand that, and you'll have an easier time with people that you're dealing with. All right. Now, on Sunday, the Archangel Michael, his message is this. It's Palm Sunday, on Sunday the 29th. So this one's kind of obvious, but it's important nonetheless, because as the week goes on, people's hearts are going to start out lovely, and then they're going to get more stony, and more stony, and more stony yet. And the hatred is going to build. And of course, this is why. Because on Palm Sunday, you need to make room for upheaval, because those who love you today might call for your eternal punishment tomorrow. You can bet they're going to want to crucify you by next Sunday, the 5th, Easter Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Okay, the Archangel Gabriel on Monday. Don't resist. This is Gabriel's message. Don't resist the temptation to go back to the religion of your youth. Yes, don't resist the temptation to go back to the religion of your youth. Don't resist it. Go ahead. Go back to the religion of your youth. It's important this week. It's very important because of the blood moon on the 4th, which is Holy Saturday. All right? Okay, the Archangel Camael on Tuesday. His message is for you. It's okay to listen to constructive criticism as long as you remember that the person who is criticizing you is always talking about themselves. They are never talking about you. So by listening to their criticism of you, you will know where their weakness is. And that, you don't have to say that to them, but that will give you an insight into where they can be dealt with or reckoned with, because it shows you an opening or an opportunity in their personality. All right. The Archangel Raphael on Wednesday. the Archangel Raphael has to say, that's April Fool's Day, April Fools. And the Archangel Raphael wants to warn you not to fall for April Fool's pranks this year, not in 2015, not this time, because the April Fool's pranks are going to be a bit much. So it's better to not deal with it. And the reason for that is because on that day, the Archangel Gabriel is in opposition to all those who have what you might call a Neptune aspect that's in a beneficial place, making them very famous. Because people with their Neptune in a beneficial place are going to be very famous, because that rules where, you know, your fame lies, because it actually rules over your more spiritual nature. And people who are very spiritual have an easy time having charisma. And if you want to know the secrets of how to work with that, simply know that the amount of Neptune is here on your palm. All right? And you can work with it that way. And that's from Moshe Zhuang's book, the book called Palm Therapy. It's a very helpful book. Again, you should get that book. All right, now, on Thursday, the mighty Archangel Metatron, and who's coming through in the Melchizedek, or the Angel of the Lord aspect, the Enoch aspect. Holy Thursday. Remember, Holy Thursday is important to celebrate because that's the Last Supper, the celebration of the Last Supper, where Jesus Christ is betrayed by Judas. Now, some people think, because they read the book of Judas, which was not canonized, wink, wink, that they were in cahoots, and that Jesus had to be betrayed in order to do what he had to do, and go through the theatrics of being betrayed by his people and the crucifixion. So this is what Melchizedek coming through Metatron has to say. Remember, Metatron, Enoch, Melchizedek, all similar aspects, Angel of the Lord, Jesus Christ, all similar aspects. Things could be better. Things could be worse. But things aren't the point. That's the message from Metatron specifically. Again, the higher aspect is overshadowing Melchizedek this week. Now, Uriel on Friday has this message for you, because that's Good Friday, and that's the day when Passover begins after sundown on the 3rd, on Friday. Remember, get your ego off the cross before sundown is Uriel's message for you this week. Get your ego down off the cross before sundown, before Passover begins. That was very important, and that was done. Because Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian, I don't think. Was he? Okay. The Archangel Cassiel, who rules Saturday, has this message for you. Now, this is the 4th, April 4th, and this is the blood moon. This is when you have a total lunar eclipse in Libra. And of course, lunar eclipses are always on a full moon. It's in Libra, and it's a blood moon, and it's on Passover, the 4th, because Passover, I believe, lasts until the 11th, if memory serves. And this blood moon is important. Melchizedek wants to tell you that this blood moon, again, from the Zohar, lunar eclipses affect your soul. They cut up the soul. They hack into the soul. Whereas solar eclipses that we dealt with in March, that deals with your ego. Now, what Melchizedek wants you to know through Cassiel on Saturday is this. People find it very, very difficult to distinguish between what is a soul and what is an ego. The easiest way to deal with, and what is a spirit. But here's one easy way to deal with it. One easy way to deal with it is to know that the ego is pretty much anything of the flesh. All right? Now, anything having to do with the flesh is the ego. Even things you feel in the heart is very much the beast. But the beast is actually the soul. And Jesus Christ is the beast. Because he's the heart of the matter, is he not? And the Spirit of God that lives in him, the animating factor, the Spirit of the Father is the Spirit. The Father's Spirit within him, that animates that which is not animated. Because nothing is alive. That which is alive cannot die, and that which is dead cannot live. So the body, yeah, we take care of it and we deal with it, so we have a good vessel to let the Spirit through. But Spirit animates the body. And when the Spirit animates the body, you have a soul. An animated body is a soul. You have the will to receive the ego, the will to bestow the Spirit. The will to bestow gives to the will to receive. The death of flesh is brought to life, and that entity is a soul, a living soul. Something that's walking around and alive. When something's dead, it's dead. When it's not dead, it's not. Now, there's all kinds of, we can get into something here where we have to wonder, how can you bring something back from the dead? Of course, people who take CPR know that you can bring something back from clinical death. Although the definition for, how can we bring someone back who's brain dead? You can't. But technology can do that. You then have something that can be brought back. So what we're saying is, what goes on in the flesh, all kinds of things are going to be happening that are very miraculous. It's kind of like a Dr. Frankenstein moment, is it not? The reanimation of flesh with spirit, with electricity. So remember, that which vivifies the flesh is electricity. That which, and that's spirit. That which vivifies the soul is the fire of God's passion. And that's what we're going to go through this week. It's the passion. It's Passion Week, is it not? So we have one thing that helps our soul. And that's the fire. Real fire. Like when you light a candle. Or you make a campfire. That vivifies the soul. But it can harm the body. Now, the electricity that we use vivifies, that's spirit, it vivifies the flesh. But it can destroy your soul. That's the message from Melchizedek this week. Now we're going to go over some of the planetary aspects for your afterglow. On the 29th, Sunday, Moon square Mars. On the 30th, Monday, Moon trine Saturn. On the 31st, Tuesday, Moon trine Mars. On April Fool's, the 1st, don't fall for the pranks. On April Fool's, that's Wednesday, that's Luna opposing Neptune. On the 2nd, Thursday, Sun trine Jupiter. On the 3rd, Friday, Mars transiting Taurus. It starts on April Fool's Day, but on Friday, that's an important day to understand that Mars is transiting through Taurus. And that's a day when Taurus and the aspects of what you have, you're going to feel that becoming more important to you, and you're going to find people want to fight over that. That's why that's important. And on the 4th, Saturday, total lunar eclipse occurring on the 4th of April at 14 degrees Libra. Okay, now that's a blood moon. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. This is your weekly angelic horoscope transmission. And join us again next week.